Hello, everyone. I am on my way to get my hair cut, and I was putting together sort of my EDC for the day, and I thought it might be interesting to talk about what I typically carry on a regular day. Obviously, any of these items are subject to change, but this is a good representation of what I normally have on me. It kind of covers all my bases on a typical day. Hope you enjoy. Thanks. A lighter of some kind. I love Zippos. I love analog things. I love things that you have to work to use. So I've carried a Zippo for many years. In fact, I collect them. So this is one of my favorites, one I'm carrying right now. Some kind of multi-tool. This is a Leatherman Blast. I've had this for 10 years. I don't even think they make these anymore. But yeah, never don't have a multi-tool. Some kind of utilitarian pocket knife. This one happens to be a Cold Steel Ranch Boss 2. So you can see that it's got a pretty good sized blade. As I've said before, I like larger blades. This blade looks like this because it's carbon steel, which I prefer, and I forced a patina on it. I used apple cider vinegar, and so now it makes it a little bit less likely to rust out in the field. Some kind of combat or fighting knife. This happens to be a CRKT, I believe it's called a Shrill. So this is just a boot knife. I wear it a lot actually, but I'll be honest with you, it's not designed very well. It's aesthetically very beautiful, but if you had to stab somebody with this, I mean, your hand's gonna slide right up that blade. There's nothing stopping your hand from getting cut if you encounter any resistance. So again, like I've said before, if it came down to using a knife like this to defend yourself, you got problems. But this is a cool knife, and I often carry it. Wallet, handgun. This is an original Ruger LCP. Very, very simple weapon. I generally carry the most simple thing that I can to get the task done. So there's no bells and whistles to this. It is a very simple option for self-defense. And generally, I feel like this weapon would suffice for what I expect to encounter. I normally carry this in a pocket holster in my front pocket. A cloth bandana. If you don't know, I can't explain it to you, but a cloth bandana is probably the most useful piece of gear that you can carry. I always carry one in my back pocket. I have different colors. I generally carry 1 troy ounce of pure silver with me at all times. Worst case scenario, you can always walk into a pawn shop and get whatever it's worth for that day. I also just like it as like a fidget piece. You know, I like playing with it. I love the weight of it. It's like having a piece in my pocket. Also, I'm not entirely certain that vampires aren't real. So for me, just in case. 1 gram of gold. This is along the same lines as the silver. Worst case scenario, you can always take this into a pawn shop or trade with this. Right now, a gram of silver is worth about, I don't know, $60. So I just keep this in the little card area of my wallet. Metal comb. This is pretty self-explanatory. Hip flask. I don't always have one of these in my pocket, but I generally have one with me somewhere. Either I leave it in my car, I already have it in my car, in my glove box, something like that. I actually don't drink all that much anymore, but I like to be able to have a drink if the occasion calls for it. Also, you never know. I live in a very rural area out west, especially in the wintertime. If you go off the side of the road, it could be a long time before you're seen or found. I have to drive over a very steep mountain pass to get to work. Bottom line is, if I'm ever in a situation where I'm like flipped over, my legs are broken, I'm all fucked up, I would rather have the option of having a last drink just in case. Also, if I'm out in the woods far, if I'm hunting or something like that, I'll take a flask full of 151. Not because I like drinking it, but because worst case scenario, you can use that to start a fire. And also, if you dilute it with a little water, you can have a drink as well. Keys. So there it is. That is my EDC for today. As I said, it pretty much covers all the bases of what I feel need to be covered. I'm very curious as to what you guys carry. Thank you for watching and have a great day.